Greetings, everybody. Greetings. Let me wait until I get the go ahead say it again. All right. See the count. Greetings, everyone. Shimoge here. You can also call me Moge. Quick prayer. Call in all my ancestors. Call out the black race. What up? Let's all succeed. God. Anyway, just taking more notes to begin my thought process. Let me put up the options for donation. I want to be clear. There are many ways to donate. The three platforms primarily used for donations are PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. And then each of the six networks on OZ Bank. Again, Chimoge's comments is part of OZ Bank. Each of the six networks has its own accounts on each, with the exception of PayPal, because there's only one PayPal for the whole thing. Or Venmo, excuse me. But I'm just gonna put up the company-wide Venmo and then also the PayPal for Chimoge's comments, just for a number of reasons. I don't want to put too many uh, payment methods up here. I don't want to overburden people with too many words. But those are two ways to donate. Then you can also subscribe on Patreon. You can also subscribe on Fanbase as well. But Patreon has a bunch of subscription tiers. And then, of course, you can buy products. Go to the digital product stores. Each network has one on Patreon. Um, and yeah, you can find everything. Ooh, ooh, Yeah, these are just ways you can make a quick donation, and then you go to Patreon. You can subscribe. Those are monthly subscriptions, but you can buy them on a year-long basis, and then you can also, purchase digital products. Also, I have merchandise like clothing and things like stickers you can put on your laptop and things of that nature. So you can check those out in the merchandise store. You need to update that as well, but there's stuff there. So many things you can do. Anyway, once again, my name is Chimoge. You can also call me Moge. Welcome to Chimoge's Comments. Title of this live stream is Taking Notes to Begin My Thought Process on the Last Day of So-Called November 2025. So yeah, that's a quick way to explain what I'm doing. Anyway, gonna go on for about 30 minutes here. Let's see. Abu Mamadiyo, Abu Mamadiyo Haka, Akama Mariyo Neba, Akam Kam Ka, Abu Kam Ka, Aname Kam Ka, Abu Kala Kam Neba. Fun fact, Kala kind of means many things, but it basically means no. Um, Let me just get the direct spiritual clarification here. Okay, basically, I'll just say that it means no. It means other things as well. It literally means the male that overcomes sin, and that, by implication, is the greatest man alive. And I won't go into that too much. Kind of obvious what I'm saying. And, yeah, everyone who's supposed to be a man should be a man. Let me just say Don't just do the low version. But anyway, Kalu. That is a word. Let me just quickly explain it. So let me just go. So in modern day, what is called Igbo culture, there's this concept of having a village, and most villages are patrilineal. So people will say, "This is my village," and they'll say, "I'm a person of this village." That is based upon the idea that your lineage has been there since the beginning of time or whatever. And I say or whatever because it's a concept when you flesh it out, it's kind of vague. So basically, the way I view that, that's just a useful starting point for learning about your family because it's a vague concept. Um, I will say most places in the world, at least many places, have worse concepts of self than that. For example, you have people who are just born in New York and say, "I'm a New Yorker." That's crazy. So it's not as crazy as that, but it's just not very comprehensive because there's nothing like we've been in this village since, and then you know yourself. No, that's stupidity. But anyway, um, based on that calculus, my village would be what is known as Oji Urata. That's my uh, based on that calculus, my patrilineal village. Now I'll be open. Based upon prayer, I've received a message from my ancestors that my patrilineage should center itself in a different village, which ironically is my matrilineal village. But with all respect to everyone involved, I understand that is a beginning point for a collective conversation because I'm not just going to come to my patrilineal family and say, "I prayed we shouldn't be in this village, let's move." To the extent there's organization there, because again, there's a lot I don't know. So my family doesn't do things well, specifically the ones who specifically born to me. Anyway, so there's that concept. But then in my matrilineal village, and that is the village that I'll just say, I mean, just learn some English now. It's bad, but you need it to operate if you're listening to me. My matrilineal village is called Ebe Mohafia, right? So they have a matrilineal culture there as well. So based upon what I'll say is vague village rights system, I have rights there. Anyway, there's other connections, so that's all I'll go into right now. So just staying on track. The point is, different villages have different general ways of speaking. People call them dialects. Not getting into the metaphysics of that. The point is, in most of what is now called Igbo land, actually, let me drive a different way. So anyway, there's a word that's commonly used in FM and the rest of Ohafia that's not really used much elsewhere. That's Kalu, K-A-L-E. A lot of people have it as a name. The idea is that it's associated with the quote-unquote god of lightning, Kala-Akan. Somehow it's vague. Again, this is based upon my research and what I know. I know a lot of people might say slightly different things, whatever. And I just want to be clear, just because I haven't stayed with you in your home, wherever you live, and you think you're more knowledgeable than me, doesn't mean what I'm saying isn't true. I'm just going to get that out of the way because there's this thing that happens on the internet. When people speak on what they know, people who are from a more obscure, let me just say people who are more obscure will come out and say, "No, you're not knowledgeable because essentially you haven't spent your time in my backyard." Anyway, let me just leave that there. I don't have to explain stupidity that much. The point is, there's this word Kalu, K-A-L-U. A lot of people have it as a name. It's a name that is typically given to men now. And then based upon my research, the origin meaning is debated, but there's a general sense that has something to do with Kala-Akan. Now, from my perception of it quickly, one, and again, this is not an insult to anyone with the name. Again, we have a lot of people with bad names. Me, myself, I'm not satisfied with my name, so just be a little tough here. And again, it's a very common name. You're not special if your name is Calvin anyway, at least in that area. So it's like being named Peter and fall in that area. It's very similar metaphysically. Anyway, from what I've seen, one, the name, it doesn't have a lot of what I'll call effervescence. Ebube, clout, same thing. Two, it seems the meaning is very basic because Ka means overcoming, expansion. Lu, people can use it to mean a couple different things. Basically means like throw or something like that. So expand throw, big throw, something. It's like, my ancestors upon prayer told me it means male. And then if you look at Kala'akana, Aka, they use that word to mean hand. If you look at it more literally, it's like overcoming, extension. Nu, that was one that gave me trouble. They told me nu literally means basically, if you know my language, there's this word in shit, it's the same thing. There's the word nu, people might pronounce it differently. It's used to mean salt. Again, salt and shit. Again, shit is what I want to use an appropriate translation here. And shit is what people would call fecal matter. Let's say that. So new fecal matter, and that can be literally what people pass, but also just general bad things. But anyway, that makes sense to me. So I kind of knew overcoming and shit, and then also if you think about it, if you're pushing something away from yourself, an extent, you're the extension of that, right? So you're extending it. So that's another meaning of that. But anyway, the point is that Kala'akanu is a Kala that's so exceptional, he's actually overcoming shit. And therefore, he's the greatest man alive, right? So that makes a lot of sense to me. Anyway, I was going into that. I'm forgetting my initial thought process anyway, but I think I was explaining what Kala'akanu means. And the value of becoming just being a Kala. Kala means male. Male is basically, again, these are complicated conversations. That is just referring to, let's say, a lower energy that is, even defining these things are hard. But I mean, when I say male, you guys know what I mean. But I'll just say, like, it's a lower energy that is as masculine as it could possibly be. So that is one thing. And again, you have males, most males are men, but you have some males that are women. Again, that's not bad at all. I know there's a lot of gender controversy now. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm just trying to speak. The point is, if you're a male that's supposed to be a man, you should also have higher energy to you, and that's when you're called a man. And I'll just leave it at that, because I don't want people to overread into things. I'm just explaining my thought process and things. But anyway, I was talking about overcoming. I think I said something like Kala'akanu, greatest man alive, God of thunder, same thing. Anyway, that everyone called the frog Kala'akanu. Think about it. It's pretty great. Anyway, just thinking through things here. Kala'akanu, ne ka, Kala'akanu ne kanu wa, Anamekanu kara ka, Abum Kala'akanu, kaka, Kalu'akanu, ha, Opuruzuku pohun, ha, Kala'akanu kaka, Kala'akanu kaka, Kala'akanu kaka, Kala'akaka, Anamekanu karakie, Anamekanu nekezi, Abum Kala karaki, Abum Kala karani, Anamekara kanaki, Abum Kala ki hemba, Abum Kala kaka, Abum Kala kanuba, Abum Kala kanuka, Anamekanu, Abumekanu, Anamekanu, Akanu, Kala'akanu, Amadio, Utu, One Judah Kala'akanu, Mabo, Amadio, Moge, Madara, Kamala Kaka, Ikanga, Willa, Kanga, Emisha Akan, Kala'akanu, Mone Muku Akanu, Kala'akanu, Mone Muku Akanu, Onekanu Ka, Abu Kala'aka, Emisha Kua, Emisha the hand of God, Emisha the great grandfather of the king. Should I I move this thing back? Ooh, should I move this thing back? Should I move it 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 back? Move it back. Move it back. Right. I remember now. Explain why Kala kind of means no. Because you see, Kala, someone asks you to do something bad. Kala, he's the greatest man alive because he said no. Kala, said no to evil. He said no to bad. He said no to someone telling him to do something he didn't want to do, which also would have destroyed his being. Kala, no consento. Kala, no consento. Kala, Kala, no. Mbano, same thing. Kalaka, mbano. No, kalaka. No, kalaka. No, kalaka. No, kalaka. No, kalaka. Abun kalaka. You shall not pass. Kalaka. I strike you down. Kalaka. 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 Anameka. Super American, Kalaka. Alright, let's see. Kalaka. Ooh, Kalaka. Ooh, Kalaka. Ooh, Kalaka. Kalaka. Kalaka, Anemekana, Abumubana, Ubane, Mbano, Otu, Nebe Kalaka, Otu, Nebe Kalaka, Abwa, Bukalaka, Abwa, Buotu, Abwa, Buotu, Abu Kalaka, Kishi, Abu Monishi Kalaka. I am the person of the mind and you shall not fast. All cool, Ishi Kalaka. Hate the mind of no. Because if you hate something, you'll shine a light upon it. And if you see that it's not up to standard, no way, Jose Kalaka. Jose, Ele, the Savage, John, same thing. No way, Jose Kalaka. And I want to say another thing. It's my belief that the reason the name Kala is so widespread in my village and the surrounding area is just because in the past there are a lot of times of oppression where people were given bad names, and that's carried on. It's just gotten worse. So yeah, that's not an indictment on anyone alive now. It's just, the world is broken anyway. And again, I know there's some people who might feel differently. When things break down, the truth is lost. We need discourse. In order to engage in discourse, you must be tough, even when it pertains to things personal to you. So toughen up. Kalaka, the same thing. Kalakano, he's just throwing things around, but it's good. Kalakano, Kalo, he's just throwing things. He's just throwing things. He's just throwing things. He's just throwing things. No direction. Kalo, and the Kalakano, Kalakano, Nekanu, Anemekano, Kalakano, Kalakano. And then make Quick, Kalaka, Kalaka, Amadio, Aka Amadio, Amadio, Aka Amadio, Aku, Aka Amadio, the hand of God. Ngwe, the hand of God. The extension of the husband of the people. The hand of God. Aka Amadio. That animal you call a lizard. Aka Amadio. Look up the one they call the green anole, prevalent here in Atlanta. That is one version of it. All right. On the next, Upamedic, on the next, The end goal of deletion is anger. Anger allows you to function. Anger is something, that thing you call support, same thing as anger. Because if you're angry, you'll have support, you'll have respect in yourself. And you get mad, kalaka. No way lose it. Kalaka. Get angry. Kalaka. Told you it. Kalaka. I didn't move it. I didn't move it. I didn't make it. I wouldn't move it. I didn't move it. Just because someone exploded doesn't mean they were angry. They exploded without respecting themselves. That was not anger. That was their country. Kalaka. I didn't make it. 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 We check Kalaka. The demon slayer. All right. Let's look at this. Abu shim shim jaruroku. Abu mama diwa ye. Abu mama diwa hibibure. Aneme madiwa momoya. Abu mama diwa no boya. Abu mama diwa monecha. Aneme madiwa karaya. Abu mama diwa kokoke. Abu mama diwa bobobe. Aneme madiwa. Aneme man. Abu boge baba. Abu boge do one get. Aneme one get wawa. Abu one get baba. Aneme one get change baba. Aneme mighty. Aneme man. Abu mighty man can. All right. Nkoa, Nke, Chukwu, Abumemporo Kuchukwu, Kara Abum Amadio, Abumemporo Kuchukwu Neba, Anemeshu Chukwu Inkenjo, Chukwu Enjo. Energy that should not exist. Mention Kalakan, Baba, Yes, I release any bad thing upon you. I strike down the enemy. I strike down Satan. Satan, neurological problem, same thing. Every morning, pray away Satan. It should be done collectively, but when things break down, Anememe, anememe, me, anememe, anememe, anememe. Just Kalakana, 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 Kalamericana, Kalukike, Kalankike, Kalakukla, Anemebusha, Anemebaba, Akulubaba, Anemekaba, Anemeke, Anemeche, Echiche. Maybe like 10 more minutes here. Atumatu is Atumatu is the leader, the cool one is the second best man is Karaya Kalakan is Karaya Kalakan is Karaya Kalakan Zekara is Moname Kalakan is Jarame Kalakan is Akan is it Akan is it Akan is it Zekara Zekarakan Zekarakan Some of those times when I say who and things like that, I need to say Kalakana. Okay, it's one set of notes. Let me just show you. Anyway, completed note cycle. Thinking of a new live stream segment. That one will be on Moge. Check it out. Check out my live streams over on Moge as well. Kalakanu, Kalakanu, Nekanu, Anemekanu, Nebanu, Nebanu, Upamericanu, Kalu, Aka. Kalakanu, Kalakanu, Abu Mama Johani Veya, Aname Kansu Karanansu Na, Abu Makansu Karakie Ha, Abu Makansu Negazine Ha, Abu Makansu Anamekanu, Abu Makansu Nakansawa, Aname Kansu Ha. I'm overcoming sin. I cancel. When sin is everywhere, man, I cancel, overcoming. And I meant cancel, can I cancel? Ha. Abu ma cancel, naked sanso. Ha. And I meant cancel, karakie. Ha. And I meant cancel, karaka. Ha. Abu ma cancel, karakie. Ha. Abu ma cancel, naked zi. Ha. Abu ma cancel, naked zi. Ha. And I meant cancel, naked zi. Ha. Anime kanzu kareki ye, anime kanzu kareki ye, anime kanzu ki ye, anime kanzu, anime ka, Abu Makanso Kara, yeah. Abu Makanso Kara, Kie. Abu Makanso in Corey, yeah, there I am. Abu Makanso, Anime Kai, Anime Kanso Kara, cha. Abu Makanso Kara, Kie. Abu Makanso Kara, we. Abu Makanso Kara, call, Kai. Anime Kanso, and the Manso Nama. Abu Makanso, ma. Abu Makanso, Nemoka. Abu Makanso, Nanadoka. Abu Makanso, Nekieka. Abu Makanso, Gesi, and I make Kanso, Nefafuma. And I make Kanso, Nemanso. And I make Kanso, Nekansawa. Abu Makanso, Karakie. Abu Makanso, Hooray. I come on Kanso, Kaka. I come on Kanso, Cancel. Yeah, cancel. The animal you call a scorpion, that's the wife of overcoming sin. Yeah, cancel. Cancel. And I met cancel. If you know astrology, the thing they call Scorpio, that's not the right name, but that is her. It's the wife of overcoming sin. Yeah, cancel. Anyway, if you're a Scorpio descendant, you know things. I make cancel, Abu my cancel, I cut Abu my cancel, I cut Abu my cancel, Abu my cancel, Abu my cancel, ball, bed. Abu my cancel, haw, head. I make cancel, and I says, Abu my is why. Abu matu is Abu is ba, and I mezene cheze, and I mezene Abu is cool, Abu so Abu susu waka, Abu susu kaka, Akama susu Abu ya asusu. When you share emotion. I think I just need to wax off. I kind of anyway. I'm gonna figure out what we're doing this next piece of paper. I won't figure it out now, or I won't finish it now. It's like other things I'm trying to refine. Just further conceptualize it so that I can execute it anywhere. Let's see. Anime Mariuha, Abu Mariuha Karama, Abu Mariuha Ball Bed, Anime Mariuha Atamata is the Amadiuha, the idea cool. Need more discourse. You see, I'll give out a statistic. About 28% of people believe that they have a direct connection with God. Now, you know me, I would dispute the metaphysical articulation of that. But what does that mean? About 28% of people believe that they can directly communicate with a supernatural entity that cannot be seen under normal conditions. What does that stat alone tell you? I'll just talk about in isolation. That tells you that a very large percentage of people have experienced a phenomenon that indicates it is possible to communicate with so-called spirits and other similar entities. Why don't we explore that, quote unquote, scientifically? Let me just leave it at that. Anyway. And then let me couple it with something. The vast majority of the civilizations that ever existed have not even thought of the idea that spirits exist and can be communicated with. In fact, if you said they didn't exist, they would regard you as crazy. So couple those two things together, and then couple it with the fact that even a larger number of percentage of people believe that so-called spiritual entities exist, even if they can't communicate with them. It's something to look into and be practical and goal-oriented. Don't just be on the corner talking about you gotta believe in this, you gotta believe in that. What are you doing? Any information is actionable. Anyway. Don't just be on the corner. Don't be a corner person. Don't be corner. Don't be corner. Hapu corner. Hapu ekwensu. Hapu ekwihem. Big old quest. Kalakana. Again, I want to emphasize, Kalakanu is both an onyeka, an expansion person, an expansive gift that keeps on giving, and a thing. So, and that's a thing within the thing that overall you can also call Kalakanu. That's Kalakanu. That is Ikenga Kalakanu, the three-way Great Metalai. The movement of the Great Metalai. Abu Mamadio Hakara Abamu Kike Kaka Akama Bama Yang Ayabarum Hey Where Alright. I'm just trying to find three more things. One quadrant filled. That's about posting. That's my symbol for it, basically. Neptune, god of the sea, god of the thunder, to he. Neptune packing heat, that is Agua, the ultimate finish, Baba. I never finish, ne. I never finish, kiye, I don't finish, here, I don't finish, that's Neptune, I don't finish, Neptune, Baba. Abu Neptune, Atumata Kwansu, Kararia, Atumatu Kwansu, Abu You see, this world is not the only realm. Therefore, there are a lot of things that should exist. They simply should not exist and or exist to a great extent in this world. Ekwensu is one of those things. Of course, he comes to the world. There's nothing at some point, but he should not be glorified. Another name for Ekwensu is the mob. Think of a mob of angry people committing acts of violence. That is a form of Ekwensu. Anyway, leave this world. Abama yang akani Abama yang abu amadio Abama yang bu amadio Nuwa nemesi monemeta Abamia Okabango Abama yang the Big Bang Nuwa Nishiaka Madara Nishiha Abu Amadio Amen I remember you a call head. I remember you a ball man. I remember you a haw head. Alright, let's think. Agua Neptune. Agua Hoje. is the hardest one. What's that? Abu Mamadiyo ha iye ha Abu Mamadiyo ha idiye Abu Mamadiyo ha ndiye Abu Mamadiyo ha 1cc Abu Mamadiyo ha ccc Abu Mamadiyo ha 123 Aneme Madiyo Hamas Abu Mamadiyo ha ka Akama Madiyo ha nuanketa Abu Mamadiyo ha bikukaya Abu Mamadiyo ha ka Abu Mamadiyo Akanuwa, Akama Madio Akamka, Akama Madio Akanuwa, Le Amadio Leka, Amadio Hanalebuka. A good husband of people is looking to expand. Abu Mamadiyo Ball Bed, Aneme Madio Call Ke. Abu Mamadiyo wall way. Abu Mamadiyo le wall way. Aneme Madiyo Hama. Aneme Madiyo le buka. Aneme Madiyo karaha. Aneme Madiyo ball bed. Aneme Madiyo call ke. Aneme Madiyo Hamas. Abu Mamadiyo kamakas. Abu Mamadiyo law. Aneme Madiyo ball. Abu Mamadiyo iye Abu Mamadiyo inkorie Abu Mamadiyo Amadiyo bonkachi Abu Mamadiyo Abu Mamadiyo shimshuru. Okay. Agua Amadio, Matu Amadio, Atu Marankachu Amadio, Atu Gon catch you Amadio, I don't catch you Abu Mamadio, I gon' catch you Abu Mamadio, Amadio Hanayibu Kaka, Amadio Hagayibu Shango Boo, a bomb yang on a yibu ya. Abum yibu yuri ya. Abum yibu nekezi baba. Abum muku ne ma. Aneme muku nkuku ka. Abum uku ka. Aneme uku ne ma. Abum mamadiyo ha uku ba. Abum mamadiyo ha kunuba. Abum akunuba ba. Abu Makunuba na babaka, Anamekunuba kunuba baba, Anamekunuba karaka. Ho Abu call mozo, Aname mozo call mozo Amadio, Bon calls Amadio, Abu Mamadio, ye, Abu Mamadio, ye. Alright, well, anyway, I'll explain these notes one day. Yesterday I left off with the grace and the hand of God. Right now I'll just leave with a blessing. God, expand forever. See you next time. Abu Mamadiyo,